In 1998, a black man named James Byrd Jr. was murdered in a gruesome attack in the state of Texas. His murder galvanized the civil rights movement, and many laws against hate crimes in America are now named after him. But decades later, America continues to struggle with racial violence. The BBC's Chelsea Bailey has been speaking to Mr. Byrd Jr.'s family and friends of his. She sent this report from Jasper in Texas, and a warning: the report has details that some viewers may find distressing.
I would describe my dad as witty, the life of the party, and very free-spirited. The day before my dad was brutally murdered, he wasn't himself. I don't know if he felt something.
I was actually in basic training, and my sergeants woke me up and told me, I had a phone call. It was pretty important.
The phone rang, and I heard my sister just scream. When I heard her scream, she hit the wall, and she said, "Daddy."
It's something you don't want to never get a phone call for, I tell you like that.
On a Saturday night in June 1998, James Byrd Jr. caught a ride with 3 white men in Jasper, Texas. They drove him down a dark country road, beat him, then chained him alive to a pickup truck and dragged his body for 3 miles until he was decapitated.
A black boy found the body on his way to church, and he called the sheriff's department because it was outside of the city limits.
The sheriff immediately called the FBI in for backup, but it didn't take long for the news to spread through town.
He took the ministers out there and showed us, and we saw where the teeth were and where the baseball cap was and where the arm and the head were, and it was horrible. He wanted us to know as much as he knew so that we could tell our people.
Are you a white supremacist, sir? Are you a white supremacist?
The day after the murder, police arrested John William King, Russell Brewer, and Sean Allen Berry.
We believe that Bill King wanted to start a KKK group in this community and needed to do something phenomenal, earth-shattering, because Bill was a brilliant kid, but he was evil.
John William King became the first white man in Texas history to be sentenced to death for killing a black man. Russell Brewer was sentenced and executed as well, and Sean Allen Berry is still serving life in prison.
Good morning, Sean.
In 2009, President Barack Obama signed a hate crimes law named after James Byrd Jr.
We will strengthen the protections against crimes based on the color of your skin, the faith in your heart, or the place of your birth.
23 years later, I still get angry, but it's how you channel your anger, and I choose to channel it in a positive manner. So this is a journey for me. My dad did not get killed at the hands of a police officer, but in today's world, that is what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of brutality by the hands of officers. The murder of George Floyd, it was a challenging point for me to put on my uniform. Just the disappointment that our country is still enduring racism in the magnitude that it is. I want to be that officer, if nothing else. Just be there in solidarity, be there as, hey, I know what you're going through.
How many George Floyds do we gotta be? How many James Byrds do we gotta be? So we gotta start back loving each other. It don't make no sense.
You can watch the full documentary, American Hate Crime, on the BBC website and on our YouTube channel.